Welcome, everybody. This is Bread's Kitchen. This is Wednesday, June 6th. So here comes the music for all of the people that will be listening on all of our podcast apps, which include iTunes, SoundCloud, Blueberry, and all that other fun stuff that we send our beautiful, sweet sounds to. So, without further ado, here we go. Rock and roll, baby. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Bread's Kitchen. I believe this is officially episode 20. We're calling it 21. You can call it whatever you want, but just don't call me late for dinner. Bread, what's going on, baby?
Not much, man. We got started a little bit late, as usual. That's cool.
As usual.
That's part of our show.
It comes with the territory.
Comes with the territory.
We have to make sure perfection is perfected.
Yeah. Hey, so you guys watching on the Facebook Live video, I'm about to switch over back to the you need to go to the YouTube channel.
If you don't know how to go to YouTube, just go to breadskitchen.com and click the YouTube link, and it will take you right there.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So if you don't know how to go to the YouTube channel, then just go to breadskitchen.com, and the YouTube channel is on there. That's breadskitchen.com. It's got all of our links on there: Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, fucking Jupiter's, moons, and all that stuff that we're on, man. So yeah, you guys go over there, subscribe, get in on the conversation. We have a great show for you tonight. We're gonna talk about we're always gonna talk about Big Daddy D, Donald Trump, and his situation with the Philadelphia Eagles. We're gonna talk about Brother Bill Clinton, and the Me Too movement and the controversies come up with it. All that just dirty, nasty stuff that we gotta wade through so we can get to the real good stuff, like the IBJJF World Championships that was this past weekend. What's up, Matt Oliver? Matt Oliver, head coach at Spartanburg Methodist Wrestling down there, man. Those guys are doing an amazing job. You guys get down there and support them, Spartanburg Methodist. But we're going to talk about the IBJJF Worlds. We're going to talk about the UFC this weekend, Yoel Romero and Robert Whitaker rematch, and that great card they've got lined up there. We're going to talk about Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's loss. We got some good shit to talk about. And then we got just some basic announcements we got to go through. So I got to get off here on this Facebook channel because it's really like hogging up everything. So love you guys. See you over on the YouTube channel. Peace.
So we are in the hundreds of the YouTube subscribers. So last time I think you announced that we hit the 100 mark.
Ain't that some shit though, man? I thought we'd be like 500 by now.
It's coming, baby. It's coming.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Man, it's like a struggle to get up, man, and come here.
Well, it is, but people.
It's a struggle.
People watching live, it's gonna come, but our listening off air between iTunes, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Stitcher, the hours are there. I mean, we're bringing good content, and especially just because it's you've hit a niche within North, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, MMA, Jiu-Jitsu. People want to hear what you have to say. You're bringing the truth, and and that's all I can say. I mean,
it ain't me. It's you. You're the one bringing it. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on here.
I'm just producing.
I'm just running my mouth.
You're bringing the smooth, sexy voices of Bread to Bread's Kitchen.
Smooth, sexy.
And if you want to reach us, it is thebreadskitchen@gmail.com. Don't be afraid to send us your questions. We will read them on the air. If you want to be anonymous, tell us, because if not, I will probably accidentally read your name.
Yeah, and if you don't give a fuck, just post it on the YouTube chat or on Facebook on one of the links, man, and just, You know, fuck that secretive shit. Just get
Just
on
go
here.
crazy.
Do it. Do it. Just do it.
Take your shirt off, whip around like a helicopter, and start asking questions.
Just do it like John Jones.
Do it like John. Oh God. He should just get a driver.
Well, does he have his license? Didn't he lose his license for hitting that woman?
I don't know.
So he probably has a driver.
I don't know if he lost his license, but I mean, he should have had a driver a long time ago. I mean,
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Okay, he is the GOAT. I'm going to give you that. But
Thank you. Say it one more time.
he is the GOAT.
One more time.
He is the GOAT.
Just half a time now.
He's the GOAT.
There you go.
Okay. But when you run a motor vehicle into another person's motor vehicle, and then you get out and you run away, and then like halfway down the street, you're like, oh shit, I had $100,000 in cash in the car.
Yeah.
And then you run back. We have problems.
Well, he went back.
He did go back, and he got the money, and then he ran again.
You know what? I 110% agree with you. That's a shitty thing to do. But at the same time, you know, I'm going to chalk it up to youthful ignorance. What? I'm serious. No, I'll kid aside. How old was he when he did that?
27, maybe?
Okay, he's 27. All right. Now, I know you was a lot more mature than I was when I was 27 because you was doing some pretty serious shit when you was 27. But when I was 27, I was pretty fucking retarded. Well, I don't know if I was retarded enough to hit a woman and then leave, but I was pretty stupid. And I have friends that is pretty stupid. And I have a son that's 20. Mm-hmm. And he's pretty mature in some ways, but he's also pretty fucking naive in some ways. And he in stressful situations, I don't know how he would react. So I'm going to chalk it up to youthful ignorance.
Okay.
But no, here's the thing. Youthful ignorance aside, it was the justice system's job to punish him correctly. Now, that's where I have a problem with it. You know, I think he's the greatest of all time. He's one of my favorite fighters. I have no bones about admitting that. You know, I don't give a fuck what he does outside the cage. In the cage, he's my man.
Yep.
But, and even though, like I said, I chalk that up to youthful ignorance, but here's my problem with the whole thing. You hit a woman who was pregnant. You left the scene of the crime. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck are you not in prison right now?
Because he's John Bones Jones.
Because he's John Jones. I mean, no, seriously.
Where are they going to put him in jail?
What? In Albuquerque, where he's at?
I know, but like where? Like nobody's going to mess with him, and he's going to be like
putting someone in jail. The point is not for somebody to mess with him. The point is for him to be punished for his crime. So they should have put him in jail.
Punished for his crime. Okay, but everybody's going to want his autograph. He's going to be the most popular guy there.
Well, then what do you do? What do you do? You can't. The judicial system. It's not their job to hit his pocketbook, not criminally.
True. So you want to turn that from the bottom because that's the shock absorber. Because I know you like to hit the
like this
microphone. No, hit the bottom right there.
Oh, this?
Yep.
Yeah, like turn this shit up.
Yep. Boom. Look at that.
Man, that's so pimp. So, anyways, what do you got for us, Slick Nick?
Well, we have to obviously thank the sponsor, the Jerky Life, for bringing fine jerky to Checkmate Charlotte and sponsoring one of your competitors.
Yeah, sponsoring Nicole the Anvil Hunt. Man, I hope she lives up to her
the Anvil
potential and represents the Jerky Life well. I think she will.
So Queen's class the other night was pretty good, huh?
Monday, the Queen's class, yeah, led by Nicole Hunt. Man, you know what? They got mad because we was in here.
Did they really?
Yeah. This is my fucking school, and they got mad.
Who got mad?
Well, I don't know exactly who. I just got word that they was pissed.
See, it takes because I'm working with Amanda, and I'm getting to see like her strengths and weaknesses, and it was obvious that she was not out of breath.
Right? Oh no, she wasn't out of breath at all.
You're
an amazing strength and conditioning coach. I got to give you your fucking props, man. What you're doing with her is amazing.
Thank you.
Any of the listeners out there, if you're in the Charlotte area and you're serious about your strength and conditioning, you need to come here and see this guy. He's amazing. And people, he used to own a gym, the Pain Cave.
Pain Cave Fitness, yep.
Pain Cave Fitness, and used to work with some MMA fighters and grapplers, and this guy can do wonders. He's been working with one of our students, Amanda, and she's dropped about 20 pounds. Her cardio is just going through the roof. Her physical strength is through the roof. He's got her in here with kettlebells and running and doing all kinds of stuff that I just need to do, but I don't. And, if any of you guys are serious about your competition and you want to get right, get in here with them, because that's the difference. Mm-hmm. I don't give a damn what anybody says. It's the variables. It's the extracurricular stuff that you're doing. Completely. End of story. The difference at the highest levels is, well, I'll put it this way. Master Leo Vera said something that just really struck home with me. He said the difference between first and second is a lifestyle.
And the whole time zone thing on Instagram.
Yeah, that was cool too. But think about that. The difference between first and second is a lifestyle.
Yep, 100%.
Think about that. How deep is that shit?
I tell you what, my test is going to be Tiffany.
Tiffany Lee?
Yep.
Man, she's tough though. Pikachu.
She just got released, and I'm not going to throw anything out there, but we have to do some serious quad work to get her back up, so that she can step back in the cage.
Yeah.
And
between you and Phil Wills, she's going to be in UFC. Watch.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
I promise you, she's going to be in UFC.
100%.
You guys are going to be flying out to fucking Vegas.
She has. Well, I mean, Amanda. I'm telling you right now, like you and I were talking the other day, Amanda's going to be a world champion next year.
Oh, I have no doubt. And she doesn't either. She believes it.
Totally. Oh, she's bought it.
She believes it.
She's ready to go.
Yeah. Before you can do it, you got to dream it.
She was out here, literally, because I'll have the sled back hopefully this weekend. But she's pushing the truck back and forth 2 times.
The truck.
3,000 pounds. Smiling.
Oh yeah.
Smiling and dialing.
Yeah. After a workout. After grappling. After wrestling. Man, that's awesome.
And that's the key for
that's the type of shit,
the key for everybody out there, that if you're doing strength and conditioning, you always want to do skill work before you do strength and conditioning, because you need that mind-muscle connection to remember what somebody's teaching you, especially when it comes down to technique. So then after you spend time technique, then you come over and you do your strength and conditioning, even if it's just basic conditioning, because you need your brain to be fully focused while you're doing a skill practice. You can't do a conditioning and then go into a skill, because then you're just your mind and your body are not connected, and it's not going to work, and it's not going to be as well as if you did your skill first and then your conditioning. So everybody out there, if you're doing it backwards, you're doing it wrong.
There you go. Straight from the Pain Cave.
Period.
The Pain Cave.
Oh, and we have some presents for you. So let me drop my headphones and go get
presents for the bread.
Presents for the bread. Do you remember? Well, I have my headphones off. Do you remember? There's a picture out there of you getting your black belt from Joe. Do you remember what gi you were wearing?
Yes, I was wearing a white gi.
Who made it?
Some little Pakistani people.
No.
It was like this big,
Nope.
probably pink, purple with like little and like.
What brand name was on it?
Oompa Oompa.
Flesh and Blood.
Flesh and Blood.
Yep.
Ooh, I like it.
So first off, there is a Pain Cave Fitness sticker for your car.
Boom, bitches, Pain Cave.
And
I'm so hypocritical because I don't do any of this stuff, but I'm like totally gonna put the sticker on my car.
This
Pain Cave.
We were trying to work this out.
Ooh.
Shoulder patches. So as soon
Nice.
as we get the shoulder patches, we will get this fixed. But there is
Nice.
Flesh and Blood official.
Nice. Sweet. Super sweet.
Check out the patch down there.
Oh, nice.
I mean, Toro makes a great gi, and I'm not knocking anybody. I just want I want your opinion on what you're holding right there.
This is a nice gi. I can't wait to test it out in the morning.
And then here's your pants.
Oh, and there's pants that go with it.
Of course.
Whoa, whoa! These are loked out, dude. You guys remember Tone Loke? Funky Cole Medina.
So that is Andrew from Flesh and Blood. He's working hard to try to make sure that everything that he had was meeting your specs. And the only thing that I think that we messed up on was or he messed up on was the shoulder patches because he didn't have them.
Brother, there is no such a thing with something this nice. There's no such a thing as messing up. Because I mean, this is nice, man. This is nice. The embroidery is like that. That patch is dead on the rib cage. Man, this is nice. James Andrew Spotswood, thank you, brother. Os, we'll talk tomorrow. Okay, most definitely we'll talk tomorrow. Guys, make sure you get over to fleshandblood.com.
Fleshandbloodfightwear.com.
Fleshandbloodfightwear.com. Check him out. Super, man, I can't wait to try this out tomorrow morning. This is going to be nice. Like, I'm totally going to roll some blue belts up in this.
I'm not going to ask you to compare two gis, but if I'm not going to ask you to compare two name gis, but what do you think of that as a quality against, and if you think who I'm talking about, just throw that out the window. What do you think about the quality of that gi right there?
Just looking at it right now?
Yep.
Just feeling it. I mean, the weave is the weave is really nice, and I like the collar, the feel of the pants. The embroidery is what's really getting me. Like, man, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You know, I'm not really gonna be able to tell until I put it on and put it through the work. But man, this is nice. Like, this is a nice gi. I like this. I like this a lot. Like, you should come in the morning so I can do bad things to you in this.
I will. Well, tomorrow morning is canceled, but I will be at tomorrow night practice.
Awesome. Again, James Andrew, thank you for this gift. And like I said, brother, we'll be in contact soon to talk some more. Super nice gi, man. Super nice gi. I like it. All right, so what we got going on? What else?
Do you notice there? I don't have a chair next to me.
Yeah, I know. Our co-host Megan, she's not with us today.
Did she like go to another world, or like what happened?
Well, you know, she's getting ready. She's got some family stuff coming up as far as transporting little people back and forth. So
that's right.
Yeah, she's getting ready to take a long trip, and so she's not with us tonight. I don't know when she'll be back, but for her time that she was with us, man, I want to thank her. Megan Melber, she's one of my white belts. Awesome third host with us. Was just doing a phenomenal job. I don't know how we're gonna replace her.
Is she never coming back?
I don't know. She could be pissed about the Queen's class the other night that our asses was in there. I'm just joking. I mean, she was one of the students. It could have pissed her off. I don't know. I mean, you don't know these things, man.
To all the queens, I'm sorry that we were in there. I was in there waiting for. I literally studying my student too.
Yeah, and you should apologize, man, asshole. It's a Queen's class.
Such an asshole. God.
Queen's class. Now, I'm not gonna apologize because it's my fucking school. I'll do what I want to. Fuck that shit, man. Send me messages. Don't come here wandering around. I was like, what?
Wait a minute.
I'm just fucking around, dude. I mean, no, I'm not fucking around. I swear that it was said. But at the same time, I have the Queen's class for the queens, for the ladies, and it's a time. It's a time here in their sacred grounds where they can have this sacred ground to themselves one time a week.
So they want women only, no men.
Like, not even in the building. Like they literally want me to leave. Like fuck me. Just, you know, kids class ends, get out.
Well, I know what we can do next time.
What? We're gonna add a men's class.
We can go get some wings.
Yes, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the hell out of here. And really, that's what we should do. But at the same time, all kidding aside, there's a flip side to every coin, and the reality is, this is my school, and I'll go wherever I want to. But out of respect, we will get out of here so they can have their hour and a half a week.
So that is going to throw off our brand new 6 o'clock fitness class.
Oh man, I didn't think about that.
So if they don't want us in here, maybe you and I need to talk offline about possibly moving that to another day.
We may have to move the Queen's class to another day.
That actually may be a better idea.
I'm just joking. We're not going to move the Queen's class.
I can hear Mrs. Palumbo just...
Oh, could you imagine?
You're going to get the business when you get home.
Oh, could you imagine?
She's already mad at me. I asked her to train the other day, and she just said no and walked away. So I'm sure she's mad at me.
She's mad at me. I fucked up again. I'm an idiot.
We're men.
I do dumb I do dumb stuff.
Join the club, brother.
Yeah, well.
Diane Siegel, by the way, goes, cool. I didn't think they do custom size. Oh, I think they do custom size gis too. Yes, they do custom size gis. If you want, just swing over to Flesh and Blood Fightwear.com and email James Andrew, and he will literally take care of you. Custom women's sizes. The biggest complaint that I've heard about, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the bust size. And I know that Show Your Roll does a really good job about this. And I think, and if you guys hear me out there, I've been fighting a sinus infection for like 5 days. Well, actually for like a week, and I let it go, and I sound like shit. But so Show Your Roll, and then what's the other company out there that does?
Show Your Roll does female cut gis.
And then Megan did that.
Gosh, what is the name of that one gi that they?
She did the
not Viper.
Well, Sunday afternoon in
that. Well, she had the Hello Kitty. She had the Hello Kitty gi by Moya.
But what was the?
That's a female cut.
What was the picture taking thing?
The what?
On Sunday. She went to the.
That was Nicole.
Nicole, that's what I'm saying. Nicole, what was that? I forgot the gi that she was wearing for that.
Oh, no, that was a Show Your Roll gi.
That was the pink Show Your Roll?
Yeah, that like pink purple thing. Yeah, that's like a Show Your Roll.
That was a Show Your Roll. Okay.
Yeah.
So who else out there that you know does a good? And Diane, please chime in because by the way, congratulations on your blue belt.
Yeah, everybody, Diane Stiegel got her blue belt.
You come in here tonight. If you come in here tonight, you will get the quarters. I promise you.
Yeah. You come in tonight, you get the quarters.
3415 Westinghouse Boulevard.
But we're gonna put you on a headset.
Yes, you are going to be on a headset.
You'll be replacing Megan, and we will give you an icy cold
beverage.
Man beer.
Bud Light. But
alcohol flavored piss.
Come on down.
I love it. But anyways, again, congratulations to Diane Stiegel. Man, there's a gi company that makes really good female gis, but it's totally like over my head right now.
I can't think of it either.
I can't think of it. And we're probably going to catch flack about that because they're going to say that we don't pay enough attention to like the female gis.
Well, we will start, but I mean, honestly, War Tribe.
Yes.
That's it. Thank you, Amanda.
Oh, well, we got a bunch of comments on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Amanda said, yeah, War Tribe. Rachel Tatum is on here. Rachel.
What's up, Rachel?
What's up, girl?
Tuning in late. What did I miss? Nothing.
You didn't miss anything. We're just shooting the shit for the last 20, 30 minutes.
Pretty much showing new gis and talking about women's gis.
Yeah, I got a gift. I got a Rachel. Feel free to send gifts. Okay.
So if you want to jump in here, she goes, I think I saw a Hyperfly with some female gis too. So I'm going to ask you a question out there since we have mostly ladies on the chat right now. What is your favorite gi and what fits the best for you as women? And this can be, something that you guys use to promote sales, or if this is just something that you guys like, that you notice a difference. Have you ever had a male gi that fit you better? I'd like to know because I don't. And
Do you like to wear women's geese?
I like to wear women's panties.
My man.
I came to listen to you all talk about the IBJJF. I'm going to get there because I don't compete, and I have some really rude things to say, and I'm not going to put that on Professor.
Hell yeah, man. Say that rude shit.
Well, first I have to... So for everybody that hasn't been here, I'm going to introduce Professor Michael Allen. Would you give us a short synopsis for everybody that has not been watching who you are, who you got your black belt from, your backstory? By the way, that fucking picture with Pops that you put up, awesome.
Man, I was young back then.
What year was that?
Man, that was like 2000. Man, that was like 2000, 2001.
He died in 2002?
No. He died, I want to say three years ago.
Oh, 3 years ago. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a pretty cool. You talking about the picture with me, him, and Footlock Brad? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a pretty cool pic. That means a lot to me. That's when he gave me my certification in catch wrestling.
So you came up. You obviously wrestled through high school, college. You did all your stuff with Pops, and then you got into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You were the first African American in North Carolina to get your black belt. Who'd you get your black belt from?
Professor Joe Hurst.
Professor Joe Hurst.
Gracie Baja.
If you guys want to watch an awesome fight that I had where Professor Joe Hurst was actually refereeing, you can go to Vimeo and just Google it. But that was pretty cool that day that we were watching it, and you're like, hey, that's Joe.
Yeah.
What else do people not know about you that you want people to know about you?
Man, there's a lot of good stuff that I'd like for some of y'all to know, but I don't think I should probably say it.
Say one thing that would not get you in trouble.
I'm a loving, kind, gentle, caring black belt. What, man? Why are you looking at me like that?
All right.
I am, seriously. I'm not like
you actually are. You try to be the evil man.
I'm not like
the
Diane
Sith guy.
Stiegel said it the best. She said I try to put on this evil persona, but everybody knows I'm a sweetheart.
We all know who you are. Yeah. So let's get in here to we got Father's Day coming up.
Yes.
June 17th.
Father's Day.
The
best day in the world.
If you're married to John Piper or if you're dating John Shell, just let them do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Ain't that the truth, man? Because like they got war coming up. June 22nd, Fight Lab Promotions comes back to the Grady Cole Center. 16 action-packed MMA fights. And 2 grappling matches featuring John the Pipe Doctor Piper and John Shell.
Here he comes.
It's John Shell.
Oh, God.
I love that guy.
He pops up anywhere.
He's probably fucking on
He's knee reaping you right now.
Hey, speaking of all this IBJJF shit and John Shell and reaping.
Wait. I want to get to that real fast.
Okay.
But, hey, Piper, I need some mats. Please contact me.
Yeah, Piper, we need mats.
I need mats bad.
Yeah. Contact him.
Getting in this IBJJF shit, I'm sorry. Keenan fucking pointed to the IBJJF logo, shook his finger, and some douchebag on YouTube went on this fucking tribe about how you don't disrespect the IBJJF. But look, Keenan won that fucking match. I don't care what anybody says. He got out of the hold. That's 2 points to an advantage, and then you don't give another advantage and then go to a ref's decision and then give it to the goddamn Brazilian. This does not reflect anything that Brett says. This is Nick Lacaria speaking, watching the match online. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. And Gordon Ryan felt the same fucking way on Instagram this morning. And I'm wearing glasses because I'm pissed.
The Burger King, Gordon Ryan.
God. I mean, there are people out there that are actually trying to say that Keenan did not win that match.
Who? Who? I would love to know who actually thinks.
Go search anywhere on Facebook. People are trying to come up with some type of he didn't fully escape. Look, he got both his feet out And it doesn't matter if time expired. As soon as time expired, if his feet came out and the clock hit 0, that is an escape.
Well,
or reversal.
Well, here's the deal. So the guy sat back for a leg lock, right? Mm-hmm. Keenan was up by one advantage point. Okay, so, well, first off, let's establish this fact. Forget the ending. Forget the advantage and all that shit, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Keenan out-grappled him throughout the match.
The hooks?
The whole damn time, Keenan...
What's your thought on the hooks?
He should have got the hooks. But yeah, he should have got
the hooks.
He got the hooks. He should have got the 4 points. But let's take all that out. Who in their right fucking mind? How could you find 3 people that would say that he was not the better grappler during the match? Let's just cut it. Even it was tied. Let's say the points reflected it was tied, whatever. It goes to judge's decision. How in the hell, with a straight face, do you say that Keenan Cornelius lost that match?
So Rachel Tatum says, after all the social media uproar from Keenan, do you all think that he will compete for the IBJJF again? I honestly don't think he will. I don't think he will. That's some bullshit. That is some fucking bullshit.
I don't know. I'll say this though. Hold on. It's not like there's not other avenues out there for him to grapple in and make money.
Master Vera, this is me. This is not Brett. This is totally me. So don't get mad at Brett at any of this.
Yeah, it's not me. It's just my school. But go ahead.
It's a stupid blue belt. But I mean, seriously. I mean, can anyone dispute that fact? He got the hooks in, and he escaped the footlock.
Well, here's the problem, and Keenan hit the nail on the head. In the IBJJF, every call is to the discretion of the judge.
The judges.
And
if it goes to a judge's decision.
Well, no, not just the judge's decision, but even the awarding of the points.
Okay.
And when you put that in there,
which might I add was from the corner ref.
Yes, you're right. When you put that in there, when you acknowledge the discretion factor, the opinion factor, then that's when things always go back to, well, they didn't think so. And that's just the fact of life. And if you don't believe it's the fact of life, just go back and watch what happened to Keenan Cornelius. Go back and watch what happened last year to Shane Jamil Taylor, when he lost to Cabrinha.
Yep.
I mean, anybody in their right fucking mind knew he won that match.
So,
or fuck that. You can go back to the match before Cabrinha beat him, and Gilson Nunez versus Cabrinha.
Rachel, tell us what is so much to debate about this, please. If you want, I'll give you a phone number and you can call in.
Rachel's not going to call. She's not going to call. She's just not.
So, Rachel, tell us what is so much to debate about this topic.
Rachel's one of those people, she would have told me to get out of my school Monday like the other girls.
Well,
I'm just playing. Rachel came up here for the Geese for GI seminar.
So, who are the judges? What nationality are the judges?
I don't think it has anything to do with nationality. I mean, because
Brad?
Well, hold on. Let me tell you why. I've watched them screw Jackson Souza, who is Brazilian. And for Checkmat, I've watched them screw him over every freaking year at the World Championship. And just calls that absolutely everybody's looking at it going, what in the name of God are you talking about?
I sat there at IBJJF Atlanta with you, and I watched John Shell's match against the Asian guy.
John Shell.
God, wait a minute. Fucking coming out. God bless America. There it is. Get him. He's on the back. Give me Christmas.
John Shell.
It was first round. Yeah. And John ended up in a leg lock, and I'm not going to say from what team was standing in the corner. Let's just say it was an Atlanta powerhouse Brazilian that looked at the ref and gave him a dirty look. I have this on camera.
Oh, you got it on camera?
I have it on.
You got it on camera?
I have it on camera. I'm not going to show it because
I don't want to see it.
It'll prove the point.
I don't want to see it.
But let's just say the Asian guy was giving John a run for his money until John got the leg, and then as soon as John went for the leg lock, they stood them both up. I looked at him. Guess who's yelling in the corner? I'm not going to say names, but yelling in the corner, yelling at the ref, yelling at the scorekeepers. Brought him out and DQ'd Shell for. Oh my God! All right, he's not there.
God,
DQ'd him for knee reaping. I have it on film. There was no knee reaping whatsoever.
Hold on. Rachel just asked a great point. She said, like, why are there rules meetings if they continue to have the same refs at every tournament? Now,
they don't.
Well, hold on. Wait a minute.
They don't.
Hold on. Well, wait a minute. I think and I assume that in the IBJJF that the World Championship refs are the highest ranking refs in the IBJJF.
Correct.
Now, I don't know that for a fact. No, like USA Wrestling.
You're correct.
Okay. I was going to say, in USA Wrestling, like, you have levels of referees, and the only ones reffing the Olympics.
Yeah, regional. You have
like level 1, level 5, or
state. Yeah, exactly.
But the highest levels that are not reffing at the Olympics. I mean, excuse me, the lower levels not reffing at the Olympics in wrestling. And I assume at IBJJF that the top referees are reffing at the IBJJF World.
Which is the same thing that happened at UFC back in the day. If you remember when they started having local refs, do fights before John McCarthy, and they just had bad calls. And the same thing happens here because there's a lack of refs.
Well, I mean, you know what's funny? Guys, I encourage everyone here to go to an IBJJF rules clinic. I encourage you to go. And I guarantee you, when you walk out, you still won't know the fucking rules. And I'm saying that because I've been to 2, and I walked out of there more confused. Me and the people that ask the pipe doctor. The pipe doctor went with me.
Is that why you're learning Brazilian?
Yeah, that's the exact reason why I'm trying to learn Portuguese, because they're saying some shit that I need to know, man.
Guaja.
Yeah, well, I know what guaja means, but that ain't what they're saying. I need to know. And it's funny that you said that, because in IBJJF they talk to you in Portuguese.
Only in Portuguese.
Only in Portuguese.
Only in Portuguese.
Yeah, they don't give a damn. You know.
Rachel says another thing. Why does it end with that last call from the ref? Why not do a replay like NFL? LOL. So here's the thing with replays in the UFC. You can call for
IBJJF.
Well, I was just going to refer to the UFC. If you go in the UFC and you call for a replay, match is over.
Yeah, but it's not that way in IBJJF.
It's not the way in IBJJF.
And in fact, they changed several calls at the World Championship. They took points away from people because they was replaying it or rethinking it or whatever. Correct. My question was, why in the fuck? Or you know what? For all we know, they did replay it. They did watch it, and it's a conspiracy. Conspiracy. Screw Keenan. He got screwed. I don't care how you chalk it up. The guy got screwed.
Screwed 100%.
He got screwed. His butt's sore. The man's butt's sore.
Can you blame him?
Oh, he's pissed. I mean, I'd be pissed too. But man, I mean, it sucks, and it's just bad. So what else we got on that IBJJF, man?
So did you watch Lepre's match?
Lucas Lepre?
Yep.
Of course, versus Canuto from Checkmat. Man, Canuto. And you know what killed me? This is what pissed me off so bad. Canuto's been whipping asses for the last year. Like, he's been killing it. And he switched over to Checkmat, him and his wife. And first entry for him, I think, in the black belt division, definitely under Checkmat. And Flow Grappling didn't even mention him in the odds of potentially being in the finals. Didn't even fucking mention him.
Not at all.
And I was like, you guys are such ass clowns, man. It just pisses me off.
And they did all 3-day coverages.
Yeah. And then, he went into, you know what killed me about his match with Lepre? Like, I thought he had the takedown at the edge of the mat, and Lepre barely steps out, and they stop the fucking thing. Yeah, and then I watched people roll off the fucking mat.
And they're still going.
And he almost has Lepre taken down, and they just called out, stopped the match, brought him back to center. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
So what? In your mind, explain that call.
I can't. There's no rhyme or reason. I don't know.
If you were on the mat, what would you have done as a ref?
Well, I would have let him go because
there was nobody in the next.
Well, hold on. In the IBJJF and in most grappling companies, you are not grappling in definitive borders.
Correct.
So why would you stop it as soon as they get in the yellow? on a takedown.
So why do they have out of bounds?
I have no idea. They don't have an out of bounds. It's not there's no definitive border. Now, if you're about to go off the mat, that's one. I don't know, dude. I can't tell you what or why with IBJJF, but no, you know who we could ask, and we did ask at the last seminar. Chico Mendez, Professor Mendez, is a high-ranking IBJJF official. In fact, he refereed Shane Jamil Taylor's match.
Okay, so
I've got a picture of him
in the yellow square in the Worlds.
Yeah.
If you and I watched this on more than one match, and especially in like the blue and the browns, if you went out of your yellow and into the next yellow, they paused you, and they brought you back to the center. This happened on more than one occasion.
Dude, who knows?
But it didn't happen for black belts.
Dude, I have
not all black belts.
I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. It's confusing as hell. The IBJJF is the most confusing officiating and rule structure I've ever seen in my life.
And what's your African American buddy that we were talking about? That the fighting tooth and nail. He did a great interview for Flow Grappling.
From Unity.
Yes.
Yeah, man, he's a beast. He's a beast.
Rolled through some people.
We'll see what happens when he gets to black belt. How he performs and how he's treated, and you know the rules.
He's
and
a
stuff.
fucking physical.
He's a beast.
Specimen.
Yeah, he trains up there with Tex. God, he's a stud.
He's a stud.
I forget his name. Something Jones, I think.
Yeah.
He's got to be kin to John.
Probably. Yeah. He's a goat.
Oh, I love it.
We got. I saw that one, Rachel. So confusing. I love how people are posting videos of bad match calls now too. Did you all see Tom DeBlas? I did not see. Did you see that, Tom DeBlas?
No, I think she's talking about he posted because I don't think he grappled at.
No, yeah, he posted a video. I didn't see that. And then I saw that one, Rachel. So confusing. Diane and Rachel, why was it so confusing? The restarts make no sense. Man, of all this, up to the ref discretion. I've seen several refs stop the match as soon as it hits yellow. Yes, we were just talking about that, and I've seen them let it go far into yellow, especially in black belt.
Yeah.
So brown, blue, I saw them stop it, but black belt, they just let them go.
And I don't care if they stop it. I just care that there's no consistency.
Is there? I mean, you're an IBJJF ref, right?
No.
Who did you just?
Chico Mendez.
Oh, okay, but you had the.
I had the U.S. grappling.
Oh, U.S. That's right.
And again, there you go. I went to the U.S. grappling seminar. Funny fucking thing. I failed the test to be a ref. But I had a clear.
How did that happen?
I just went through the test. I was like, I'm terrible at taking tests. Okay. But the funny thing is, to give you an example, I did the U.S. grappling rules course.
Mm-hmm.
Came out of there with a perfect understanding of their rules.
Rachel says
I do the IBJJF rules course twice, and I walked out of there more confused each time that I took it.
Well, Rachel says the ref was talking to his opponent during the match. Is that even allowed?
Yeah, the ref can talk, but you can't talk to them. What match is she talking about?
What match was that, Rachel? Exciting radio right here. Come on, Rachel. Fire back.
You can do it, Rachel.
You can type. Use the force, Rachel.
She is friends with Nick Grady. She may not be able to type. I'm just saying. I know a lot of people that's friends with Nick that can't type.
All right, so
I'm not saying they can't read and write, but I'm just saying they can't type. But go ahead.
It was DeBlas versus Cabrina.
It was who?
DeBlas versus Cabrina.
DeBlas?
Mm-hmm. That's what she said.
Versus Cabrina?
Yep.
We'll have to come back to that one.
I can't remember, and I can't look it up because I'm on my phone. LOL. Okay, I got you. That's okay.
Okay.
We'll move on.
We'll go with that.
We got NAGA coming up.
Yes. June
which
16th.
is the day before Father's Day at Cabarrus Arena.
Mm-hmm.
June 22nd, we have Fight Lab 59.
And that's when the pipe doctor takes on
John. I'm going to have nightmares tonight.
You know, he sent me a message. This dude takes himself so seriously. He sent me a message. He said, I'm your worst nightmare.
The beard. It's the beard.
Fear the beard.
Fear the beard.
Feared the beard. God, what do we do if he ever like comes on the show?
Do you think if he shaves the beard that he just loses all of his power? Because that beautiful red beard is just sexy.
Now hold on. I saw. Hold on,
Piper, watch out for that beard.
2 years ago. Well, no, Eddie's 20. So when Eddie was 16, when he was 16 years old, he was a blue belt. We're talking about my son, ladies and gentlemen. He was 16 years old. He was a blue belt, and we went to NAGA Myrtle Beach. And so this was 4 years ago, right at 3, because he turned 17 like the next month, and he got his purple belt. But when he was a blue belt, he was 16 years old. We were at NAGA Myrtle Beach. He won his blue belt division, so I went and asked the people at NAGA if he could go up and do the purple belt division, and they let him do it because they knew Eddie and they knew he's pretty accomplished, and they've seen him, since he was little. And so they put him in the purple belt division, but then they never called him, and we went up and talked to him. They said, well, his weight for purple belts already went out. So they bumped him up a weight class. Now, keep in mind that Eddie, 16 years old, back then, he might have weighed, he was definitely grappling. He was either in the 139 or the 149-pound weight class.
Okay.
So they bumped him up at least one weight class. So let's say they bumped him up to 159.
Okay.
And John Shell was in his division. Now, they didn't grapple. So I'm not trying to say anything about Eddie and John Shell grappling. But Eddie did win his division.
Okay.
He won the purple belt men's 159-pound division. And
he won absolute too, right?
no, he didn't get to do absolute. He might have won it in no gi, but I'm talking about in gi.
Okay.
But my point is, that was 4 years ago, and John Shell had some different physical characteristics. His beard wasn't as big. Maybe that was it.
But he was.
He wasn't physically quite as big as he is now. I'm just saying. So maybe his strength does come from the beard. So the bigger his beard gets, the bigger he gets.
Samson Shell.
Yes! I'm going to have Bruce Foster announce him as that.
Done.
John Samson Shell. Like, I need Piper to, I'm going to talk to Aaron Camp and see if, maybe he can, drug Shell before the match and cut his beard. So Piper has a chance.
That'd be awesome. Can you film this?
Aaron cutting Shell's beard? Yes. I'm not getting anywhere near, John Shell.
He is your worst nightmare.
Well, that's what he told me.
Yep.
So I'm not getting anywhere near him. He's so man, he takes himself so serious. He doesn't joke. And he put up a Freddy Krueger, a picture.
No, but he's so easy going. Because I went over and talked to him about, hey, why'd you get disqualified? He said, man, they call me for knee reaping.
Did he have the Freddy Krueger claws when you was talking to him?
No, he was somber and just,
at any given moment he could have
just snapped.
Freddy Krueger claws just right out of his hands.
I could have had a Freddy Krueger claw through the heart.
It's serious shit, man. He's a serious dude. He takes himself serious. He takes his jiu-jitsu serious. Do you know how good? You know how fun that's going to be? June 22nd. No matter who wins, Piper or Shell. That place is going to be that's to me. I looked at the card, and I don't even keep up with MMA locally anymore, so I don't really know who the fuck the fighters are. But I'm looking at the thing, and I bet you the pop when them two walk out is going to be bigger than any MMA fighter that night.
So, Kenny, if you're listening, send us the official. I know that you're working on the card. If you have that finalized, or if anybody has that finalized, because I went on Fight Lab and it wasn't listed yet, somebody send us that card, please.
Yeah, send us the card. What else we got, man? We'll go back to John Shell in a minute.
I have some ice. Do you want to break it?
Man, we've already broke the ice, dude.
All right, cool.
But that was a nice hint you dropped there. That was sweet. I liked how you did that. But hey, I do have something to break the ice. Okay. Seriously. And I got to tell you that if you don't know this already, like, or if you guys like see Nick making any faces, I made the best fucking chili today.
Did you save me some?
Yeah, there's some there. Well, unless Regina threw it out, but like 3 beans, Great Northern white beans, black beans, kidney beans, ground turkey, onions.
You're on the program.
I'm on the program, dude. I'm trying. Can't you tell? Yeah. Yeah. Remember, you told me I could eat all the ground turkey I wanted.
You could eat all the ground turkey.
So, you know, I've got this great chili, and like my farts stink like to high hell. So if you smell something, or like you guys see him like making funny faces, like that, it's raunchy.
Have you carpet bombed anyone yet, or Dutch ovened anyone yet?
No.
Okay.
But you know, I was rolling with Amanda today, and I had her like in a triangle, and I so bad wanted to fart. Like I had it, and like I held it in. You think that'd be talked about in Queen's class if I did that?
Even if you're just standing in the corner and just tore one.
Just tore a big one.
And then we just looked up at the sky and just said, John Shell's here. Diane Siegel says Piper has a chance no matter what.
He's the pipe doctor.
He's the pipe doctor. You got to watch out for that crucifix.
But dude, you know there's like a serious size differential there, man. Really, there is.
I mean, just a couple inches though, right? They weigh about the same.
No, fuck no, hell no, they don't weigh about the same. John Shell cuts to get to 181.
What is Piper?
Piper weighs like 168. Like Piper don't even cut weight. Piper's just a monster.
He's a monster.
He's a monster.
Gosh.
Who you got your money on?
Piper.
You know, okay. Ask me who I put my money on.
Who are you gonna put your money on?
Piper.
Diane Siegel called us goofballs.
Hey, wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. Let me tell you how serious John Shell is about this shit. So, like, he has these, like, ass clowns, okay, like, challenge me to grapple him the next day at Toro Cup.
I thought you were in on that.
No. At Toro Cup?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
No, because no. We was talking about Team Charlotte versus Team Habao.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My bad.
I won't even be here for the Fight Lab fight.
That's right.
I'll be in Florida for Master Leo's seminar. But just think about that. Like, this man's getting ready to grapple John Piper. The Pipe Doctor. The Pied Piper.
The Pied Pipe Doctor.
Yeah. The Pied Piper of Portland. Isn't he from Portland, Oregon?
He should come in with like a whistle. Or like a flute. And
That'd
just
be
playing
great.
it.
That'd be fucking. Have Curtis Clower do it. Curtis looks like fucking Ichabod Crane. That's fucking great.
And just have a bunch of like rats following him in.
Oh God, that'd be awesome. That'd be so great. I don't know how will we get the rats up. But anyways, that's irrelevant.
It doesn't matter.
So
I mean, they're probably there anyway.
But like, this dude is so serious. Like, he wanted to grapple me the next day after he grapples Piper.
He's serious.
I mean, first off, he's probably not even gonna have an arm or a neck after he grapples Piper. So like, this man's talking about like getting up out of a coma and coming to Raleigh just to try to kill me. That's how irritated he was, or
mad.
Just wants to just gnaw him. Just wants to gnaw on my ass, which is good because he can kiss my ass. But, so if he like to gnaw on it,
is he on your Facebook? Is anybody posted on your Facebook lately?
No,
not today. All right, cool.
No, he ain't posted on my Facebook yet. But you know what? And you know, I like Shell.
I love Shell.
I think he's a cool fucking
great
dude.
motherfucker.
But he's so fun to bust his balls.
Oh yeah.
I love that dude, man. You should have seen him at Brown Belt last year. Brown Belt, all kidding aside, and I think I said this when we were doing the B-Hotch and Mofo of the week. His run at Masters Worlds was something serious. And I got there after he won. But that dude put in some work. Like, he won like 20 matches or some shit to win the Brown Belt World Championship. Oh, man, dude. Yeah, that's crazy shit, man. That's crazy. You know, so, I mean, he's legit. Like, if Piper beats him, if Piper crucifixes John Shell, then Piper is, I don't give a damn what anybody says, he is at a serious level of jiu-jitsu.
You better watch out because they're going to tear their goalposts down in Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's coming down.
Do you think, like, if Piper wins, could we tear down the basketball goals at Fight Lab? How cool would that be?
Done.
That shit would be viral.
You know, we'll pull Jimmy V and we'll just start cutting off the
nets. I'm doing it. I won't be there. Fuck, I ain't doing nothing.
Ah, shit.
Okay, what else we got? I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
UFC, Romero versus Whitaker.
Oh, man.
Yoel, I'm going with Yoel on this one.
Really?
He's got them hands, man, and he's just got that style. I think he's gonna knock out Whitaker.
You think he's gonna knock out Robert Whitaker?
I think he's gonna knock out Robert Whitaker.
No. You know, I usually always, no matter what, go with the wrestler. And so for me to go against Yoel.
Explain your Whitaker decision.
You know, I really can't explain it. I really can't make any rhyme or reason as to why I think Robert Whitaker will beat him, except for the last word in the sentence. Again. He did beat him the first time. And at the end of the day, no matter no matter what Yoel Romero's Olympic pedigree is, no matter how much of a freak athlete he is, no matter how explosive he is, no matter how much damage he can inflict on someone, like we saw in his last fight with Robert Whitaker, he is still 42 years old.
Yes.
And when it hit that third round, it was obvious that his cardio was declining at a serious rate. And that cost him the fight. And I just don't see how. I don't see how he could get any better cardio-wise. Now, I'm not saying he can't explode.
Do you think this is his last fight then?
No. I think he's a competitor. I think he's an Olympian. And I think he is a different breed of human. And I think that's why at 42, 43 years old, he can go out and do what he does.
How many fights does he have left on the UFC contract? Do you know?
I don't know. I would assume a lot. I mean, he's one of their heavy hitters.
Yeah.
And especially with Cuba opening up, I mean, that opens up a lot of possibilities financially for UFC. But I don't see him. I don't see him killing Robert Whitaker in the first two rounds, and I see it going the same way. When he hits the third round, he's going to start to decline, and Robert Whitaker is going to pop shot him to death and win a decision.
I'm going third round knockout.
Third round knockout? You think so?
Third round knockout.
Man, if he gets third round, he's not winning, dude. He's not winning.
He's got to change up the game plan.
How? How do you change? I mean, he is what he is. He's a freak motherfucker, dude. He's a beast. He's a monster. He's like.
Yeah, but Yoel's got to work on the cardio, and you don't think he's worked on the cardio at all?
I think he'd already worked on the cardio. At 42 years old, how could he not have already worked on the cardio and perform at that level? I think he had already done what he could do. I mean, I think he's like Dan Henderson. Olympians are different people. We know that. Mm-hmm. That's why a guy like Dan Henderson and Yoel Romero at their age can go out and do the things they do. But at the same time, when they hit that third round,
decline.
I mean, Dan Henderson would be the middleweight world champion right now if that wasn't the case, because he and actually I still thought he beat Michael Bisping at last fight.
Yeah, but I mean, you've seen his nose over the years.
Yeah,
he has no nose left.
And
you can't breathe with no nose.
Well, Papaw Dan, I mean, he's that big right hand.
Yeah.
Who do you think wins in a fight between Yoel Romero and John Shale? Who do you think, John Shale or Yoel Romero?
Are we talking about just jiu-jitsu, or we're talking about
UFC? We're talking about bare knuckle. The only thing you put on your hand is tape with glass.
Yoel Romero.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, dude.
No?
No.
All right.
Oh my God, I can't wait till after June 22nd. Actually, I'm gonna be sad after June 22nd, because no matter who wins that grappling match, I'm not gonna be able to say anything else about the two of them anymore. That'll suck.
We'll have to bring that up on the podcast after that.
Oh my goodness.
Colby Covington versus Dos Anjos.
Dude, man, Colby Covington. Have you kept up with that guy, man? He's a crazy person.
He is crazy.
He's fucking crazy,
shit.
Dude.
But Dos Anjos, man's got lead in his hands.
I feel Dos Anjos is a man.
Man.
Like Colby Covington has been talking mucho shit about everybody. Remember when he called the Brazilians the filthy animals?
Yep.
That's some funny shit, man. Like, how the fuck could you not laugh? That was funny as fuck. I mean,
it pissed off every Brazilian
it pissed
there.
off every Brazilian, and the fact he did it in Brazil, like, how could you not look at that as a spectator and go, that motherfucker's crazy? Okay, if he gets out of Brazil alive, I am listening and watching and tuning in to whatever the fuck that guy's doing.
Whatever he's doing.
Even though he can't fucking beat any of the top 3 guys at 170, I'm still watching him. And that's what's happened.
Yep.
Everybody, I mean, look at what he did.
I agree.
He's fighting for an interim title at 170 when there's nothing wrong with the 170-pound world champion.
Nothing.
Why even do a title? Why are they? The only reason they're doing an interim title is because Colby Covington called the Brazilians a bunch of filthy animals and then got hit in a boomerang by Fabricio Verdum.
Do you want to go into why there's an interim title?
I would love to. What's your opinion on it? Do you have an opinion? Because nothing's wrong with Tyron Woodley other than Tyron Woodley is a genius and he's going to fight once a year.
Yeah, well,
he's a genius.
But he just had surgery.
Well, fuck, he's still a genius.
So, and he fell, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, something like that.
He fell, so he didn't get injured in the
That's
fight.
what he said.
So
he's a genius.
Why do you vacate the title if it wasn't, if it was beyond his control?
Well, there you go. He didn't vacate it. He's still the champion. They'll unify the belts now. And you know what's even more genius about it? When they unify the belts, it will be against Colby Covington or Rafael dos Anjos. It won't be against Darren Till's big ass, and it won't be against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
You're correct.
He is a fucking genius. I love me some Tyron Woodley. I love the man. I love it.
He's good.
I love it.
He's got no holes in his game.
I love it.
People can say that he is not an exciting fighter, but he is very well-rounded.
Man, fuck that. Why does everybody say that shit, though? He knocked out Josh Koscheck. He knocked out Robbie Lawler. He
which I never saw coming.
He subdued, okay? He stalled Wonder Boy's game. Even though I thought he lost, he still did what nobody else could do. So how in the hell do you say he's a boring... In fact, he dropped Wonder Boy twice. Who else has done that other than Darren Till last fight?
That was it.
But you see my point? So why does everybody say he's boring? Because he don't want to engage fucking Damian Maia? Are you retarded?
Would you want to fight Damian
Fuck
Maia?
no. Are you going? Are you going to engage because he didn't want to go down to the ground with Damian Maia and fucking so he could tie him up like a damn?
So can we agree on one thing? Damian Maia is probably the most dangerous Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist in UFC right now.
I will agree with that because he puts the fight in the position for him to be dangerous. But I will say this: when Fabricio Verdum fights to get it to the ground, I think Fabricio Verdum is actually more dangerous. What do you think? I mean, he did submit Fedor.
Pound for pound.
Well, yeah, there you go. What Jacare?
That's a good point too.
Jacare's, but man, I don't know, dude. It's between them three. Agree?
Agree.
It's between those three.
Agree. I still got my money on Damian Maia. I mean, he controls it to a point where he has always been able to take it to the ground whenever he wanted to, up against the cage, in the middle of the ring, or in the middle of the cage, wherever. He dictates where the fight goes.
But at the same time, it was a necessity because his striking is so atrocious.
Atrocious, correct.
Jacare and Fabricio Verdum evolved into better fighters.
Verdum has hands of fucking steel anyway.
And sick Muay Thai from working with Rafael Cadero.
Cadero.
Yeah, so, I mean, those guys, they've evolved to just something, they're killers, just total killers.
Do you think Jacare right now is on that same playing field?
As Fabricio Verdum?
As Fabricio Verdum or at Damian
Maia, the ground to Damian
Maia 5 years ago?
I'm gonna say no. He's definitely nowhere near as big a threat overall striking as Fabricio Verdum. Agreed.
Agreed.
He does have power. He does have explosiveness.
Oh my
He has tons of explosiveness. And power.
Totally.
But that last fight showed it sort of waning off. Again, the cardio age issue looked to me like it really got him.
I mean,
in that
let's
last
talk about.
fight.
You want to talk about Sakuraba?
Yeah, but Saku took a lot of damage, man. A lot of his was fucking damage.
Well, pride. I mean, he
got it. And remember, he was fighting like 20, 30 pounds out of his fucking weight class.
Of course.
But back to Jacare, he's definitely not as.
Or Kenny Florian. Kenny Florian, Sakuraba. You remember that here in Charlotte?
No, that was Kenny Florian and Takanori Gomi. That was Gomi.
That's right. My bad.
But Jacare, overall, no, he's not a bigger threat as Fabricio Verdum on his feet. And I'll say this. I don't think he's as big a threat on the ground as Damian Maia now because, I mean, look, he got Kevin Gastelum down and couldn't submit him.
Yes.
If that was Damian Maia, Kevin Gastelum's done. He was done.
Done. I completely agree.
He was done.
Completely agree. Who else?
Well, back to Covington and Holyfield and Seniors. Who you taking? Who you taking? Who's going to win?
I'm going to go Dos Anjos, man. He's got too much power.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's gonna.
He manages distance well.
Yeah,
and I think he's a better wrestler than Kobe Covington.
What he did to Robbie Lawler, was criminal.
I never expected Robbie to lose that match, and that was first round, first or second round.
No. It went on a pretty good while. I think like maybe 3, 4.
But
it was criminal. It was criminal.
Hurting on him.
He did. He lit him up. He lit him up standing.
Yes.
And you know what's scary about him though? Think about this. That dude, he still looks full and healthy, and he used to cut till 55.
Yes.
And I remember when he lost the championship, he said that it was his weight cut. You know, a lot of guys say that, and you're like, quit your fucking crying. But now that I see him at 170, and he's still big. He's a big dude at 170. So
what's Khabib's boy? I can't pronounce his name. Oh God. You guys out there, help me out. I can't remember his name. Let me look it up. Look it up. You know
what is he? What weight is he?
He's I believe he's a 155 or 170. He's from.
Is he from AKA or is he from over where?
He's the same place.
Khabib is from.
He's from where Khabib's from.
Okay, I don't know, dude. Mirko Krokop.
Oh. Mirko Krokop.
Oh shit.
Okay, side note. What do you think about Liddell coming back?
Is he coming back?
Mm-hmm.
The Iceman.
Iceman's coming back. That's what.
But wait a minute. Where's he coming? Is he coming to UFC or Bellator?
Bellator.
At 205?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I want to see him versus Stephan Bonner. I want to see him versus Chael Sonnen.
Well, they got the Grand Prix coming up, and I think Chael is in the Grand Prix.
I want to see him and Fedor.
Ooh.
I want to see him I want to see him and Fedor, and I want to see him and Chael Sonnen, and after that, I'm done. I don't want to see anything else.
Do you think M1 would... is Fedor in the Grand Prix right now?
Yes. He's in the finals.
Shit.
So he's got...
Chael?
He has Chael, right? Mm-hmm. I think. I may be wrong. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's Chael.
Well, no, wait a minute. They're in the semifinals because Ryan Bader won too.
Correct.
So Bader has Matreon, and Chael has Fedor.
Fedor.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Man. But you know what? I don't want to see Ryan Bader fighting them guys because it's really not fair. Ryan Bader is a fucking beast, and he's in his prime.
Yep.
He's still young. Like, I think about that, and I'm just like, come on, guys. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see Bader versus the Iceman. I want to see Chuck Liddell versus Fedor, and I want to see Chuck Liddell versus Chael Sonnen.
I would love to see Liddell against Couture again.
No, man.
I don't think it'll ever happen. Or Henderson.
No. Yeah, I'd like to see, no. Yeah, I could take Liddell versus Henderson, but Couture was old when he fought Liddell.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker's 60 now, dude. What are we going to watch that shit for?
You got a point.
I don't want to watch that. The only old man I want to watch fight, really, other than Liddell versus Sonnen or Liddell versus Fedor, is John Piper versus...
John.
Stop!
You're gonna scare the shit out of me.
I
I'm
love
gonna
that
change my
guy.
underwear after this.
Dude, his girlfriend Samantha is a fucking beast.
Yes.
She's
Wait, didn't you, who just took second at Worlds?
oh no, that was but yeah, I'm glad you said that, man. Congratulations to Sabrina Wright.
Sabrina
yeah,
Wright.
here at Alliance. That's how they say it at IBJJF.
Yep.
At the Worlds, they don't say Alliance, they say Alliance. On mat 2, representing Alliance in the blue gi, Lucas Lapre.
Do you know what the team scores are right now? Have you been keeping up with that?
Dude, we got third. Checkmate took third.
Okay.
Third, bitches.
Third.
Getting better. Getting back to the dance.
The way it should be.
Autos won, but I mean, fuck. There's no way to beat Autos right now. Did you hear him chanting that Autos' team was rented?
Yes. Was that true?
That's what they said on Flow Grappling. Guys, this is not me saying this, so please don't shoot me. Dom, if you're watching, I'm just the messenger. Flow Grappling said that the announcer said that somebody sent him a text and said that they was chanting that Autos' team was rented. I thought it was a soccer chant. I thought it was like really cool.
Yeah.
And then they said that that's what they were chanting. So I was like,
and we were watching that. We were trying to figure out what the hell they were chanting.
yeah, that's what they said. Said they was chanting that Autos' team was rented. Because they've had a lot of people leave other schools, which, whatever.
I mean, if you want to come to Autos and you want to take part in the national
World championship,
I guess. I'm not going to penalize you.
I'll call you Creonchi, but I'd like to hold your gold medal too. I'd like to hold your gold medal.
What the fuck do you think about CM Punk?
Man, I think CM Punk's gonna win.
I don't think he has any business in the UFC right now.
Why?
I think he should have started in a regional promotion and worked his way up. But I can see why the UFC would want to use the name and get more people.
Well, no, wait a minute.
Get more eyeballs.
Whoa. Hold on. Why do you say that about CM Punk? You don't feel the same way about Brock Lesnar.
What happened to CM Punk in his first match?
So, what happened to Brock Lesnar in his first match? He got submitted by Frank Mir.
Good point. But do you think he had any business fighting Frank Mir?
Who, Brock Lesnar?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Look, man, Lesnar, that day.
Frank Mir is one of the best submission artists.
Yeah, and that was the only look. That first time he walked into the cage, I assure you, if you'd put Brock Lesnar against the bottom 10 heavyweights in the UFC, he would have killed him.
Yes.
He would have killed him. He would have took him down and Donkey Konged him.
Well, he did that to a lot of people.
I mean, fuck, look what he did to Heath Herring the very next fight.
That was embarrassing.
And Heath Herring was middle of the pack. He was top 10. He was top 10 in the world at the time.
He was top 10 in the world?
Fuck, remember Heath Herring beat Mark Kerr in Pride.
Oh,
Heath Herring was a crazy horse. That
forgot
motherfucker
about
was a
that.
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And he was in the UFC. I mean, he was top 10 at the time, dude. Maybe even top 5. And you saw what he did to Heath Herring.
Yeah.
The only reason Frank Mir beat him was because Frank Mir pulled out that fucking leg lock. But you saw what he did to Frank Mir the second time.
Yes.
He almost killed Frank Mir.
Yes.
And I'm not saying CM Punk is Brock Lesnar. By no means. He doesn't have the collegiate pedigree that Brock Lesnar had. But I am saying this, and I say this all the time, and people laugh. Some of the strongest, most well-conditioned, without a doubt, toughest motherfuckers walking the face of the planet Earth are pro wrestlers.
Okay, so what was Brock weighing at that fight? It was over 265.
I mean, he cut to the 265 limit like he always does.
So he cut to 265, but he probably walked out there.
Oh, 285.
285.
Minimum.
And just laid on people.
Watch your mouth, sir. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. He ground and pounded people. He Donkey Konged motherfuckers.
He laid on people.
He Donkey Kong.
Beat the living tar out of them.
He Donkey Konged people. Why do you have a problem with success?
I don't.
Why do you deny the greatness of people like Brock Lesnar, John Jones?
I reversed my
sir.
position on John Jones.
Big Daddy D, Donald Trump.
I'm going to get a penis tattoo on my chest.
Your president. Why do you deny the greatness of your
Well,
president?
he's 70 years old and he's got more energy than most people I know.
So why do you deny his greatness?
We don't have enough time.
Well, I mean, just give me the short answer. I would like to know the short answer. Why do you deny the greatness of Big Daddy D, Donald Trump? Are you on the never mind. I about said something that literally I would have caught absolute hell for. I was that close to making a mistake, but I stopped myself. Why do you deny the greatness?
I'm gonna move on.
No, don't move on. I'm not letting you off the hook.
Okay. I like the way that Big Daddy Donald D will just speak his mind, but he's gotta have somebody just to regulate some of the shit that he says.
Okay, wait a minute. Rewind. I'm coming back to Donald Trump. You're not getting off the hook.
Okay.
But Rachel just sent me a messenger message. She's pissed because we're not reading her chat messages.
I'm right here. I got it right here.
And she said something about he was totally unprepared.
In his first match, totally embarrassing.
Yeah, so I'm going to assume she's talking about CM Punk.
I think he should have worked his way up too. Thank you, Rachel.
Why?
You don't throw someone like CM Punk that has had
Why?
less than a year of
Why?
martial arts experience into the Lion's Den.
They didn't throw him in the Lions Den. They threw him against Mickey Gall, who was not even in the UFC. So they did not throw him in the Lions Den. And before you and Rachel say anything else, I'll have you know, I know plenty of MMA fighters that CM Punk, that night he was in the UFC against Mickey Gall, I know plenty of MMA fighters that are professionals in the state of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, that he would have whipped their asses.
Okay.
He would have beat them to death because there is no regulation on what distinguishes a pro and an amateur other than number of fights.
But a pro locally versus a pro in the UFC, two totally different types of pros.
Mickey Gall wasn't in the UFC. He was a local pro.
Okay, I'll give that to you.
They brought in a guy on CM Punk's level on paper. In fact, he had way more fight skill than he had more. Actually, his ground game was better than a lot of the pros in the UFC. So CM Punk was fighting at a disadvantage.
Yes.
Another thing, you guys are speaking strictly as fans.
Yes.
You guys are forgetting one thing.
Please enlighten us.
Money. Which at the time, and still today,
I'll give that to you.
and still today, the UFC was and is hurting for consistent financial superstars that can sell pay-per-views. CM Punk sells pay-per-views. Nobody's watching the fight this fucking weekend because of Rafael dos Anjos and Colby Covington or Yoel Romero. Look, I promise you, those pay-per-view buys are coming in because there are a bunch of fucking WWE pro wrestling crazies that are wanting to see CM Punk step in the cage and do his thing. It's the same thing with Brock Lesnar. He sells pay-per-views. Why do you think Demetrius Johnson makes less money than CM Punk?
Okay. On that fact, I will give that to you. Yes.
So finally, you admit greatness. I'm great.
I admit the fact of a pay-per-view draw. But here's the problem, is that so many people are complaining that there are so many fights the UFC is having. Is why would you want to pay for a UFC fight when you can watch a Bellator fight for free? You watch, a multitude of other fights on other networks for free, but you have to pay UFC to watch that. And we haven't even started talking about the UFC ESPN deal.
Okay. Let me stop you right there. I'm going to answer you with a fact, something true. Viewers, Listen to me. This happened today. This is a true story. I came in today to run my kids' class. Okay?
Rachel says you're drawing a whole new fan base in. Okay, I get it.
My assistant kids instructor comes strutting in. I'm sitting here conducting business with one of the parents. I'm putting in a credit card.
Okay.
My assistant instructor sticks his head in through the door and he says, "Hey, professor, I need you to watch something when you get done."
Okay.
Now, this had to be really important for him to interrupt me when I'm with a parent.
Okay.
And I looked at him and I said, "Is this on a?" Because he was holding his phone. I said, "Is it on your phone?" And he goes, "Yeah." He said, I'll wait for you inside." This man goes back into the room, which is 90 degrees, okay, and waits for me to get done. I come in and I said, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And he goes, "Here, watch this. Tell me what you think." And he turns on his phone, and there is the UFC pre-show to this weekend's UFC show, and it was highlighting CM Punk versus whoever the fuck it is he's fighting.
Okay.
No, that young man, my assistant instructor, does not get excited about UFC. He doesn't give three shits about the UFC. You know what he watches? He watches pro wrestling. He doesn't miss a WWE SmackDown.
Neither do you.
Hold on. He doesn't miss a WWE Raw. He doesn't miss a Impact Wrestling. He doesn't miss a TNA Wrestling, TNT Wrestling, or whatever that shit is called.
He's just an ass kisser.
No, he's not an ass kisser. He is a avid pro wrestling fan. But he is excited about this weekend's UFC. And why? He didn't say anything about Yoel Romero versus Robert Whittaker, the middleweight world title. He didn't say anything about the interim welterweight title between Colby Covington and Rafael dos Anjos. He didn't say anything about Rashad Evans being on the undercard. He didn't say anything about Alistair Overeem, the former heavyweight champion, being on the undercard. You know what he wanted to talk about?
Who got knocked the fuck out?
He wanted to talk about CM Punk.
Because of wrestling. So Rachel says, at least the Conor Mayweather fight was worth watching. The Punk fight was an embarrassment.
Why? Why was it an embarrassment?
Rachel, you want to fill us in on that?
I mean, seriously.
I watched it and I thought it was an undue ass whooping.
Why? Wait. Are you telling me that you've never watched a worse UFC fight than that CM Punk fight?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so why was it an embarrassment?
Same reason that what's the
you want to know it was an embarrassment?
Street Fighter.
You want to know it was an embarrassment? You want to know it was an embarrassment? An embarrassment was Conor McGregor being exposed by Nate Diaz when Nate Diaz got up off the fucking yacht boat 5 days before and walked in there and whipped his candy ass. That was an embarrassment. All of you fuckers that were riding Conor McGregor's nuts, you should be embarrassed. You should be ashamed of yourselves when Nate Diaz hit him with the Stockton slap. That was embarrassing.
That was fight number one. What happened to fight number two?
Fight number two, he hit him with the Stockton slap, and they gave it to fucking Conor McGregor. Are you going to say that Nate Diaz didn't tag his ass up in the second fight?
I watched that. I watched that fight over and over and over and over again. And at the end, when they grab hands and they try to hold him in the air, Nick wanted nothing to do with it and went to his corner, and that was it. And
what? That shit?
Oh, the Nate Diaz. I'm sorry, the Nate Diaz fight.
Dude, come on, man. That was an embarrassment.
That was an embarrassment.
That was an embarrassment. That was an embarrassment.
He got murdered. It wasn't even a fight. He got murdered. Ha, ha, ha. That was Rachel.
She said what? She said who got murdered? She said Conor got murdered?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he did. He did. I mean, Rachel's a fan.
She is a fan.
Rachel, make sure you subscribed to the YouTube channel.
Yes, please.
And make sure that you post that you're watching this, and you post the website, please, to all your friends, especially your Army friends.
I love their rivalry, Diaz and Conor.
Yeah, well, we would love for you to subscribe, and get your Army friends to tune in and listen to us talk shit.
So should Alistair and Rashad be on the main card?
Hell no, they should be on the fucking prelims where they're at.
Okay.
They should be on the prelims. Well, I tell you what, I don't know if they should be on the prelims. I take that back. And Rashad's my boy. Okay, I know Rashad. I've talked to Rashad. I've had Rashad up for fights before up in Asheville. Good dude, world champion. If he hadn't hurt his knee, his reign would have been longer. I totally believe that. But, and I'm not saying, I want to correct myself. I'm not saying that him and Alistar should be on the prelims, but they should not be on the main card instead of CM Punk.
Okay.
CM Punk, say it with me. CM Punk is what's bringing the pay-per-view buys.
I agree.
He's putting the asses in the seats. He's putting the money in the checkbook. So CM Punk should be on the main card. As far as I'm concerned, Robert Whitaker and Yoel Romero, their asses could get off the main card. If I'm a promoter, if I'm running the UFC, CM Punk is on that damn main card first and foremost. Period. End of story.
Rachel, I subscribe to you. Now you subscribe to us. Tit for tat.
Can you say that to her? Tit for tat? Like, you're gonna get in trouble with the Queen's class.
Oh, my bad.
Like,
Tat for tat.
Tatum for Tatum. Her last name's Tatum.
Channing Tatum for Channing Tatum.
Her last name's Tatum.
It is.
Rachel Tatum or Tatum?
Yep.
Tatum for Tatum.
Are you related to Channing?
No, I don't think she is.
Wonder Boy.
Oh, man, that was disappointing. That sucked balls, didn't it?
It really did.
But you know what? He shouldn't have took the fight.
Why not?
He shouldn't have. Fuck. What?
Who else was in his way?
Let me tell you something. You don't fight Conor McGregor in Ireland. You don't fight Cain Velasquez in Mexico.
Yeah.
You don't fight Anderson Silva in Brazil. You don't fight George St. Pierre in Canada. Yeah. And you don't fight Darren Till or Michael Bisping in fucking England.
So Bisping's out, by the way.
Yeah, Bisping retired. He retired. And the UFC needs a new English superstar. And there's no secret of what they were doing.
And if you guys want...
If you couldn't read between the lines on that shit, then, well, most of y'all don't know the business. But if I'm Wonder Boy's manager, he's not even going over there.
If you guys won't fight. If you guys want to watch something funny, go to Renato Larrana, his Instagram. He's got a great picture of him and Michael Bisping.
Really?
Yeah. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Anything else on Stephen Thompson?
Man, I hate it for him because Stephen's my boy, and his dad's my friend.
Wonder boy, man.
I corner his teammate Carl Reed when he fights, and his other teammate.
All right, so let's talk about Carl real fast.
Yeah.
When is he? What's his deal? Do you know? Have you talked to him lately?
Well, I mean, I just cornered him down at 864 2 weekends ago.
Okay, so
and he won by knockout, less than a minute.
When is he going to the big show?
I mean, I don't manage his career. I just.
Who's his manager?
Man, Rick something. I forget Rick's last name. I used to deal with him when I was with Fight Lab.
Rick, get him on the big show. He's done with regional shows.
I mean, we were walking. They came and got us out of the locker room to go stage for his fight. He was the co-main event. And as they're leading us to the staging area,
that was a first round knockout, right?
Yeah, I turned around and I looked at one of the coaches and I said, "Man, this kid was made for TV."
Oh, 100%.
And I've said that in my life 4 other times, and 3 of them got contracts with Bellator. One of them is in the UFC right now. And one of them, just didn't pan out, period. And one of those 3 that got contracts with Bellator, he literally got kicked in the chest and died on us, and then we brought him back, and he stopped fighting. But anyways, that's another story for another podcast.
So what's your thought on Eddie Alvarez right now?
Eddie Alvarez?
Yep.
Tough. Eddie Alvarez.
One of the. Would you agree that he's probably one of the most technical fighters out there right now?
Technical?
Mm-hmm.
I would say he's tough. I don't know if I'd say he's technical.
State champion wrestler.
Yeah. There's 13 of them every year, minimum in each state.
He lost 1 match in the UFC, and he's now fighting Dustin Poirier.
He's gonna kill Dustin Poirier.
He's gonna
knock. He's gonna punch a hole in his fucking chest.
This is gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. Is this on that card this weekend?
This is his last fight. No, it's July 28th.
Main event.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the last fight on his contract?
He's trying to renegotiate his next contract, but this is his last fight.
He's going back to Bellator.
Well, I heard that he wants to fight, I think, Conor.
He's already got beat by Conor, remember?
He wants to fight Conor again, or he wants I was reading it today.
Conor's not coming back. Y'all can quit wishing upon a star.
He's probably not coming back.
He's not coming back.
He'll fight Floyd again in the octagon.
He's not coming back.
$300 million?
He's not coming back.
I mean, come on.
He's not. Number one, Floyd's not fighting in the octagon. That's bullshit.
They're talking about it.
I don't give a fuck.
They're talking about it with...
I've been talking about Santa Claus coming down my fucking chimney for 42 years, and I ain't seen that big son of a bitch yet.
Don't ruin Santa Claus for anybody out there right now, mister. We all believe.
I'm sorry, man. Calm down. Like, I don't want problems. He's not coming back, dude.
There is rumors that he is going to fight Floyd again in the octagon. They're going to allow clinching.
There are rumors that Bill Clinton apologized to Monica Lewinsky.
There are... No, that isn't a rumor. He did that on national TV.
Oh, good God. Here we go. You liberal bleeding heart piece of damn...
Hey.
What the hell?
Do you have any problem with Clinton, the way that he ruled?
Here's my problem with people that don't have a problem with Clinton, okay? And don't get me wrong. I like Brother Bill. I had no problem.
Don't say anything negative because you might end up missing.
Wait a minute. I had no problem with Brother Bill while he was president, okay? But for anybody to criticize Donald Trump and then not go the hell off on Bill Clinton in the last week is piss poor.
I agree. I totally agree.
And I watched CNN this morning, which is the greatest form of fucking bullshit entertainment on the face of the earth, and watch them fuckers sit there and try to justify Bill Clinton's actions in that first interview, and woe is him, and he was having such a hard time.
He's writing a book, though. He's got to get money back in.
I'm gonna write a book.
So
blow me. That's fucking...
Well, we are writing your book. We are writing your biography.
I need a book.
We're that's next.
They wouldn't believe it.
Like, we're writing it.
Everybody thinks they know me. They'd be like, "That's bullshit. There's no way that shit's true."
We are writing it, and I'm writing it, and I'm doing your biography. Speaking of local fighters, earlier, Damone, the Diamond Blackshear, has a pro fight in Portland, Maine next Saturday, June 16th.
That motherfucker's badass, dude.
Yes, he is.
He's legit.
Quick plug for my Team Rock teammate. Thanks, Rachel. Rachel, you are just on fucking fire tonight.
Rachel, why don't you come up here and be on the show with us one night?
Definitely. I got a chair for you and a microphone.
We got a chair and a microphone and cold beer.
And a bunch of quarters.
And wings.
No, Diane, you got to get those quarters. Come on over here.
Diane don't even come to the school anymore.
You want to talk about that?
Diane, well, I know why she don't. She's helping John
Piper.
She's helping John Piper get ready to wrestle.
Diane, yes, you can pick the title.
The title of what?
I don't know, but I just gave her that permission because she's a blue belt now.
Speaking of title, when do I get my plaque that says Secretary of Boots to Asses? Have we figured that out?
As soon as the business cards are in.
Secretary of Boots to Asses.
So on the front, it has Michael Allen, checkmat owner, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. On the back, it has Secretary of Boots to Asses. Leo, don't get mad at me.
We have so much fun.
Or don't get mad at him. That was my idea.
I love this shit, man. I love this.
Rachel Tatum says, I will.
She's full of shit.
So you contact her and you get her on the show, sir.
I'm not contacting her. You ain't getting me in trouble, dude.
All I do is talk shit. Just beer me. Yes, we will beer you.
Beer her?
Beer her. Done. IBJJF Worlds. You want to finish talking about well, we already talked about the Keenan Cornelius debacle, and I'm just going to say that if you're not Brazilian, and this is not him, this is me. I don't compete in IBJJF. It's bullshit, and you all know it.
Are we still live?
Yes.
Okay.
Buchecha wins 6th world title and forfeits the absolute to Leandro. What do you think about that?
You mean about him winning the 6th world title, or about him forfeiting the...
Forfeiting to Leandro.
You know, that's a, you know, I look, Bachecca's my teammate, the affiliation, and I can't, you know, he's a fellow black belt, and he's the baddest black belt on the face of the earth, and if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. And
all right.
you know, I read something, though, where he said 2 years ago that in the semifinals he was supposed to go against Leandro, and Leandro forfeited to him and gave him the opportunity to go into the finals, and he won.
Yes.
And so he was sort of returning the favor. At the same time,
Okay.
which, I mean, now that makes sense. I know they're really close friends. I know that.
They train together, don't they?
Well, Leandro Lowe's not Checkmat. He's NS Brotherhood, and but you know, I don't know if he was out there this year for the World Camp. I know last year he was. And you know, I don't. I mean, I know what I would have done. I would have took the forfeit, and I would have been the 12-time world champion. 6 in my weight class, 6 in the absolute. I think that's what he's at. But, you know, everybody's on Instagram saying he did this noble thing, and if that's what makes him feel good, and
I'm not going to complain.
I mean, if
I can't say anything about it.
hey, man, if it makes you scrotum tingle, go ahead and do what you do. You know,
Bruno
he's the man.
Bruno Malfici wins 10th world title.
Bruno Malfacini, 10-time roosterweight world champion. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Who else do we know that's a rooster?
Demetrius Johnson.
And?
Emmanuel Oliveira.
Boom.
Yeah.
He's very active on Instagram. You seen that?
Who, Professor Emmanuel?
Yep.
Yeah, he just moved out to Texas and took over the that school out there. I don't know if he's over the whole school, but he took Professor Mendez's place. So
what's Ton think about that?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, your Ton handles business. We have a saying at Checkmat: handle your business first.
Gotcha.
So
I'm not going to question that.
That's
don't even say it. Nope.
That's one thing Master Leo expects us to do as black belts, is handle our business first. So that's what we do.
Props to Lowe for continuing the match.
Yeah, he tried.
After
man.
injuring his shoulder and knowing when to stop when it got worse.
He tried.
But
you want to know what? My opinion, I don't think he could beat Muhammad Ali anyway. Not this year. I don't think he's going to beat him. Not the way that match started off. Man, fucking Lloyd Irvin had them guys right.
Lloyd Irvin has been turning out.
Lloyd Irvin's a man. Look, man, fuck what you heard. Lloyd Irvin is the shit. And if you're listening to this and you don't like Lloyd Irvin, then I don't give a damn.
Hill Taylor,
Shane Jamil. I called this last year.
Yep.
I called this shit last year. You can't stop great again. Lloyd Irvin. Shane Hill Jamil Taylor, man, he's the future. He is a beast, dude. He scores points.
Dude, he's the man.
Man, and you know what they should do? That somebody.
They interviewed him on Flow Grappling too.
Did they? Yeah. I got a list to it. You know, I'm trying to get him in here for a seminar. Oh yeah, it's true. It's damn true.
Down, buddy.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. If you subscribe to my podcast, you can come. If you ain't subscribed, you can't come.
If you are in this listening area, you can come, but as soon as you stand at the door, it's only Checkmat that comes in. We'll take your money, though.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. I got to get him in here first, but we'll talk about that later.
Shane Jamil Taylor wins world title, 5th American to do so, maybe the first African American.
You know, I can't think of any other African Americans that's won the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World Championship.
Not one?
Not male.
Who's a female?
I know. I don't know. Lloyd Irvin's had some females, I'm pretty sure, win it. But I don't know about the. I can't think of any at male.
All right.
Can you? I mean, there's been Brazilians that are of color, but no African Americans that I can think of that's won. I'm trying to think. Did Tim Spriggs win? The gi? I don't think him or DJ Jackson won the gi world title.
DJ Jackson didn't win the gi.
Yeah, I don't think. You know what's going to piss me off?
Huh.
It's really going to bother me if I find out that this is the case. If I research this and I find out that he is the first African American to win the IBJJF world title and nobody's fucking said anything about it, that's going to piss me off.
Well, I'm sure you're going to have words about it in the next podcast.
If I find out that that's the case, yes, I'm gonna have words about it.
So you have some homework to do.
I have some homework. I'm gonna message Master Lloyd tonight. I'm gonna do my own homework, but I'm gonna message Master Lloyd tonight and ask him. And if he says that he's the first, not counting Muhammad Ali, if his nationality is American, which it would make Muhammad Ali. He would be the first to win it because he did win by forfeit over Leandro Lowe. Because remember they moved his match before Shane Jamil Taylor's because Leandro Lowe was going to be in the absolute finals. But that's going to bother me. That's going to piss me off.
So since we got a lot of women listening tonight, what do you think about Rose Namajunas?
Yeah, what about her? She's the shit.
What do you think coming up?
Who she got?
I did not check before that. It just popped in my mind. I was trying to think who else.
You know what?
Who was at the UFC fight where she they were fighting and fourth round, I think she got the shit beat out of her and she said she can't go on anymore. It was oh God, who was that against?
The 35 pounder.
Yes.
Yeah, then her coaches told her to keep going.
Yep.
Yeah, what about it?
Who's that against?
It's the 135-pound world champion, the girl that beat the shit out of Ronda Rousey.
Yes.
I can't remember her name. The Lioness.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know her name. I'm not a fan. But what's up? What was you gonna say?
I was just thinking about that fight today.
Yeah, I mean, that's a shitty thing. I'm always amazed. If my fighter tells me that they're done, that means they're done.
Yes.
I'm not gonna tell. I'm not.
So do you feel that as a cornerman, it is your job to protect your fighter?
Yes, the referees tell you that. Big John McCarthy tells you that. All these fucking professional goddamn MMA fighter coaches, armchair quarterbacks that are sitting out here that's never been at the UFC or Bellator or never ref or never coached in high level situations or never fucking fought. There's a douchebag fucking promoter around here running his fucking mouth talking all this shit. And highest he's ever fucking coached is Fight Lab probably. But anyways, the fucking refs tell you, corner, protect your fighter. Yes. What the fuck does that mean? If the fighter tells you they're done, I mean, fuck that right there. That's it. That means the will to fight is gone.
You get hit enough times, and you just figure out that you got nothing left because you go in the couple first rounds, and I've been there. You get hit in the face a couple times. You shake it off because of the adrenaline, but then you just keep getting hit. Amanda Nunes, thank you.
Yeah.
And you just keep getting hit, and Amanda Nunes just beat the living tar out of this girl.
Yeah, shouldn't even been in there. That was one of those they didn't have anybody else. I mean, but
why do you feed her to Amanda Nunes?
I mean, fuck. Like I said, there was nobody else. That's a UFC decision. But what bothers me is the fucking coaches. The fact that they even responded with anything other than throwing the towel in or yelling at the ref, it's over.
Should have been.
I mean, what? I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion. And then she goes out there and gets. I mean, it's like Kenny Florian said. Him and Tyron Woodley when they was talking about it. She for 4 rounds did not initiate any offense.
Yep.
No offense whatsoever. There was nothing she did that suggested that she was even in that caliber of fighter.
Nope.
She had no business in there. And she looks at you and says, I'm done. And then you send her back out there. What the fuck?
Throwing the towel. It's done.
What the truck, man?
You gotta protect him. What damage did that do for the rest of her career, do you think?
I mean, I mean, that's something else the general public don't understand. There's certain fights that take fights off of your career. That took 2 fights off her career.
Look at Freddie Roach.
Yeah.
His first loss, that was done.
Yeah, that took 2 fights off her career, if not more.
And look at Freddie Roach right now.
Yeah, her nose was shattered.
Oh, her face was shattered.
Her face was shattered.
Yeah, and
she's not the same. She's healing right now.
Raquel Pennington, thank you.
Yeah,
yeah, and then you go back out there and you're expected to get punched in the face repeatedly with a broken nose.
Fuck, look, man. The problem with a lot of coaches. And a problem with a lot of fans is that they've never had to heal.
A lot of fans have never been punched.
Ah, fuck being punched. They've never had to heal. They've never been in a fucking fight and then have to go home for 2-3 weeks, a month, 2 months, and heal. You're in a fucking hospital for a week. And then you get out and you are healing. You are on medication.
Done.
Your body's not the same.
Your brain
is not the same. Your speech is not the same. Shit has changed. Yeah, it's like Suge Knight told Eazy-E, don't make me change you.
Yep.
And that shit's real.
I mean, you get punched in the head 1 or 2 good times, it's going to change the way you think.
That motherfuckers are healing. And you talking about go back out there.
Do you think Raquel will ever fight again?
Yeah, she'll fight. Oh, fuck, she went back out there. That right there tells me she'll fight again, but she's
tough as nails. But
she's tough
she
as nails.
had no business
she's not the
against
same.
Amanda Nunes.
She's not the same. Like you look at Junior DeSantis.
Yes.
Shit has changed. His life has changed.
Yep.
He may not realize it right now, but you can look at his fights now and 2 years ago, he's not the same fucking dude.
Yep.
He don't move at the same speed. He don't talk at the same rate. His brain doesn't function at the same. I mean, he doesn't process
that's why I'm worried about Chuck.
Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some fights. But man, dude, man, like people just blow my mind.
It's the same thing.
Blow my mind.
You get hit and you get that glass chin, you're done.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't understand. Like when you get hit,
but hold on though.
When you get hit, it's like a pinball machine.
But hold on. It's one thing to get the glass chin. It's one thing to get knocked out. Boom, you're out, and they wake you up, and then your chin's not the same. Every time you get jarred, you go out. Your lights go out quick. We've seen that happen a lot.
Tons.
But I'm talking about motherfuckers going in there and getting beat down and won't quit or sent back out there like her. You know, their lives are changed. Your body's not the same.
Correct.
You've taken that damage and shit. You walk different. You see things different. Your vision. Michael Bisping talking about why he retired.
Diane Siegel said CTE.
Yeah, CTE. Yeah, but it's not even. Sometimes it's not even CTE. I mean, it's and again, it's stuff that if you've not been in there and really been in fucking wars, you wouldn't fucking understand it. It goes beyond CT. I'm talking about fucking.
Well,
you're getting knots and shit where there's not supposed to be knots, and they're not leaving. Doctors can't explain.
Let me put this back into a football concept. Junior Seau shot himself in the chest because he wanted them to study his brain. Aaron Hernandez killed people and then killed himself. Yeah. And in his autopsy, they found out that his brain was not the same.
Yeah.
So you got to think not only boxers who only have maybe 2 or 3 targets. You got the body, you got the liver, and you got the head.
Yep.
And then you got people in the UFC that are taking headshots with punches, headshots with kicks. Look at Edwin Barboza with the fucking wheel kick.
Yeah. I
mean, you're changed.
Well, let me give you something, you and our viewers, whoever's listening, something to think about. And my old assistant or co-coach, not assistant, used to say this all the time, and it was such a fantastic point. And it is one of the reasons we were very protective of our fighters, not just during the fucking match, but in training, which is a whole nother fucking subject. But anyways, MMA has only been around since 1993. Let's call it 95. Okay. Yeah, 95. This is 2018. That's 23 years. The studies, the results, the data is not out here. We don't know the results of being hit with 4-ounce gloves. The average fan sitting out there, they see them fucking gloves. They think that those gloves are some form of protection. Those gloves serve one purpose, to protect my hand when I hit your face. That's it. Boxing gloves are meant to protect your face when my hand hits your face. Yes. MMA gloves are meant to protect my hand so I can continue to throw punches as hard as I possibly can, okay, without subconsciously taking power off of it. We don't know we don't have the data yet. We haven't gotten into a full 2-3 generations removed to see what the results are. We've seen a little bit of it with guys like Gary Goodridge.
Muhammad Ali.
Well, Muhammad Ali's a boxer, but I'm talking about
It's still a combat sport.
It's not the same, dude. But boxing, but getting hit with boxing gloves is totally different than getting hit with fucking MMA gloves.
Yeah, but you get hit in the face repeatedly, in the head repeatedly.
It's different. It's different. You can't take an elbow to the face. You can't take a knee to the head. You can't take a kick to the head. You can't get slammed on your head.
I totally agree.
So the point I'm making is we don't know the results of getting hit with those 4-ounce gloves, taking those knees to the head, taking those elbows to the head, and so for me as a former coach, I cringe when I hear a fighter say I'm done and a coach say, "Oh no, you're good, you can keep going," or tries to give some big fucking motivational speech, and then come to find out that the coach has never fucking fought in his life. Right. He's a big wrestling coach.
Right.
Dude, this ain't fucking wrestling. This ain't boxing. This ain't kickboxing. This ain't judo. This ain't jiu-jitsu. This is fucking MMA. This is mixed martial arts. Her fucking shit is changing right there before your eyes, and she's telling you she's done, which means she doesn't have the will to go back out there and initiate offense. And there's nothing that happened before the time she said she was done that would give you as a coach, if you have half of a brain as a coach, there was nothing that happened in them 4 rounds that would make you say, you know what, if she goes back out there, she might do...
Right.
There was nothing there.
Right.
So what the fuck? Why would you? I mean, what sounds good? Was it the sound bite? And then I read all these idiots saying, "Well, what if she'd went out there and scored a knockout?" Motherfucker, what made you think she's gonna go there and score a knockout? I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but who at this point? Who cares?
She's fighting scared the entire.
It's irrelevant. Yeah, she's scared. She doesn't want to fight.
Yep.
It's gone. Stop the fucking fight. Stop the fight.
Totally agree.
I mean, I had a guy that's considered high level around here, and he could have been in the UFC. He was fighting Diego Lima down in Atlanta, and he was getting his ass kicked. There was nothing that happened the 2 rounds before that suggested he was going to win. He was just laying on his back getting Donkey Konged. And we told him, if you don't show something, we're throwing the towel in.
Right.
He goes back out. They hit him one time. Oh, towel goes over the cage.
Yep.
He fired me. I don't give a fuck.
You protected him.
I did my job.
Yep.
So, I don't know. It just bothers me, man. You got me upset. We was having a great podcast. Now we've ended on a bad note. Now now I got to go home, and I'm just in a bad mood.
Do you think that there is a correlation between repeated punching from boxing to the head to maybe 1 or 2 good strikes in MMA? Because I mean, if you listen to the Joe Rogan Big John MacArthur podcast, when Big John had to go to court, he gave a glove to, I think it was one of the lawyers, and said, punch this desk as hard as you can with this glove on, and he did it. And then he took the glove off and said, punch the desk as hard as you can. And the guy was very tentative. And it was the same point that you just made, is the glove protects the hand, not the face.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of proponents are no gloves in MMA.
Here's the other reason boxing isn't as dangerous as MMA. Motherfuckers in boxing know how to protect themselves.
Yes.
And that's the craziest shit that's what's crazy about MMA. Guys at the highest levels don't know how to keep their hands up.
Well, you get tired enough and you can't keep your hands up.
Well, fuck that. I mean, you see people come out in the first round of UFC fights, they don't know how to keep their fucking hands up. They don't. Okay. There's no time to learn the sweet sciences of all of the martial arts that you need in MMA.
But look at Lyoto Machida. He didn't keep his hands up.
Okay, but Lyoto Machida was a master of movement.
Yes.
Totally different. Just like Stephen Thompson. Stephen Thompson doesn't get hit because he keeps his hands up. Stephen Thompson doesn't get hit because he's a master kickboxer. And his foot movement is phenomenal. But hold on. If you ever watch Steven's kickboxing matches, he kept his fucking hands up. You know why? Because the other guys were trained properly and they knew how to fucking close the distance on him, and he knew when he needed to keep his fucking hands up.
Correct.
I've trained with Steven. I've been down there with Steven fucking training and getting ready. There's no fucking respect. He has no respect for the majority of the... excuse me. I don't mean... I shouldn't say respect. He understands that they're not on his level when it comes to the sweet sciences of striking. It's just... we
need to get Big Phil in here and talk about that.
that's a great idea. Let's have Big Phil on the show next week.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Let's
You want
do
to?
it.
You want to have Big Phil on here?
I saw him in here today.
Let's have Big Phil in.
Let's do it.
Fuck, man, that's a great guy to have on a podcast.
He is fucking phenomenal striking coach.
Big Phil, FEEEEEL.
Phil. Big Phil, if you're listening to this,
Yeah. Well, Big Phil.
we'll find you anyway. We know where you live.
Yeah, we just won't let him come to the gym anymore.
You want to talk about the Me Too movement?
Oh man, let's save that for another day.
You want to save that for another day?
Let's save that for another day.
All right.
Let's save it for now. And I know Diane Stiegel is just raising hell right now because she wants me to go in the Me Too movement. But one thing I will say on the Me Too movement. Okay, if you don't understand or give respect to the Me Too movement, you are an ass clown.
Explain, please.
Period. End of fucking story.
Why?
Because women are coming forward and saying, "Me too. I was abused. I was taken advantage of. I was sexually
Can I interrupt
assaulted." Yes, go ahead.
So I totally get this with like people like Harvey Weinstein.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it with people like Garrison Keillor. I don't know if you know anything about Prairie Home Companion. No. I don't get it with like Morgan Freeman. I know Morgan Freeman made lewd comments, but there is a difference between things that Harvey Weinstein did versus some of these other people. And right. I'm not down, trust me, ladies, right. I'm not downgrading anything about the Me Too movement, but there is a difference between like Matt Lauer's door locking and alleged rapes and obviously Harvey Weinstein's I mean he's going to jail. That guy's going to jail.
Well, can I stop you there?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the way as a male in 2018 with a daughter and a wife. This is the way I perceive the Me Too movement. If the Me Too movement was not about sexual assault and it was about robbery.
Okay.
And I said, and I was a proponent of the Me Too movement because I was robbed.
Okay.
At gunpoint.
Okay.
And somebody down the street is a proponent of the Me Too movement because he was a victim of shoplifting.
Okay.
It's still fucking robbery. It's still theft. And that
is armed robbery the same?
Hold on, wait a minute. Something was stolen.
Yes.
Okay.
I totally agree.
Is the aggravating circumstances harsher for one of those crimes than the other? Absolutely. But it does not change that something was stolen. And so the reason I say that is this. Harvey Weinstein actually went through the act.
Yes.
Morgan Freeman grabbing someone's ass.
Was that did he grab ass or was it just lewd comments?
He from my understanding, he grabbed asses.
Okay.
He used his authority to make people feel uncomfortable. And the Me Too movement is not just about being sexually assaulted. It's also about being sexually taken advantage of. It's also being about sexually bullied. It's about being it's about a lot of things. It's not just about being raped. So my point is, if someone says Me Too, just because they wasn't raped doesn't diminish what they're feeling.
Okay.
And that's why I say it's important. It's important that
and ladies, just so you know, I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm not downplaying anything. I'm just trying to spark a conversation.
Right. So it's important that it's acknowledged. It's important that it's shown respect. No different than if one thing that always burns me up is when I hear someone. I've never had this happen to me, but I've seen where someone African American says something about them being someone showing prejudice against them. And then some idiot comes back and says, well, the Jews went through the Holocaust and blah, blah, blah. The fuck's that got to do with anything? That has nothing to do with it. Just because something happened over here doesn't give anyone the right to diminish what happened over there, or to ignore, or not be respectful of. And I just think that, and I'll give you a flip side of the whole Me Too movement coin. What I was going to with Bill Clinton and Donald Trump.
I totally understand the respect part, and it's respecting a human being's feelings, no matter what happened to them, and that's the most important part.
Right.
Simple as that.
Okay. So we'll get more into it next week.
Okay.
If we can. We may save that one for when we have another guest, but
I think we should have Phil, and I honestly think we should probably have a woman on.
Have 4 of us.
We've done it before.
You know what? I don't like that. I don't want to talk about the Me Too movement with 3 guys and 1 female. I would be willing to have that conversation with me and you and 2 females.
So what next week would you rather have, Phil, or would you rather have?
Well, we're gonna find 2 females that are comfortable with coming on and talking.
Okay.
So next week we'll probably have Big Phil, and in the meantime we'll research for 2 females.
So in 2 weeks, you ladies out there, if you want to talk about the Me Too movement and you want to talk about if you feel comfortable enough to talk about anything that happened to you over the course of your life, if you want to air it on a national a stage, just contact us at thebreadskitchen@gmail.com. I can even arrange phone calls for people to call in. If you don't want to be in studio, which I completely understand, we can change your voice. I would say the bravest of you would come in here, and I'm not downplaying people that aren't brave, but if
national broadcast, we have 117 viewers.
117 viewers, but the reach for the podcast is tremendous.
Yeah.
And it 117 viewers on YouTube is just what people watch live and things like that, but this podcast gets out there to everybody. So if you really want to make a statement and you want people to understand where you're coming from, we invite you on, and we'll do that in 2 weeks. So this is June 6th. So we're looking at the 13th will be next Wednesday, and then 7 days after that will be the 20th. We'll plan on being the 20th. Will be an all-women's cast, me, Bread, and as many women as we want on here.
Hell, we may just have sitting in the phone. That's a good idea. Let's get them some wine and like have 5 over here in the chairs just drinking and congregating while we do our podcast.
We could line up microphones. Yeah,
let's do it. Let's do it.
So if you ladies are up to it, contact us at the Bread's Kitchen. That's a THE Bread's Kitchen @gmail.com, or you can go to Bread's Kitchen at breadskitchen.com and contact us through there. Or you can, if you feel more comfortable, contact Mike directly through Facebook, through Instagram, through private message, through message on the phone, email, whatever you feel more comfortable, and we'll make sure that this is a safe space. We will make sure that this that episode is aired protected, and we'll go from there and make sure that you ladies have the floor.
And we will beer you. Ain't that what Rachel said?
We will beer you and wine you. I'm gonna
so funny.
I'm gonna read some final comments before we get off the air. Diane Stiegel gives you a heart for bringing that up. Rachel says, correct, Professor. Diane Stiegel says, it's all about power and control. The sexual nature is merely the weapon. Rachel says, me, I'll do it. Diane Stiegel says, I'll do it. And Rachel says, I'll come on and talk about the nonprofits I support at some point. Diane says, I'll email you. Rachel says, it's a damn drive for me, though. Rachel, I will pay your gas money if you want to come to the show. Just let me know. And she said, just make me a cot in the gym. Well, I'm sometimes I currently have the cot in the gym, but I will gladly go sleep at Bread's house right now. And then I got a laughing out loud from Diane. But we're serious, ladies. We're serious. This is a serious conversation, and Mike takes this very seriously, and we'll make sure that it gets the airtime that it needs.
And make sure you guys check out fleshandbloodfightwear.com, and make sure you check out the Jerky Life, a healthy way to snack for the modern day warrior jiu-jitsu athlete.
You want to show that gi one more time? And do you have any jerky to show?
No, I ate it all. Is that not some shit?
Hey, can we get some jerky, please?
The Jerky Life. We need some jerky.
We need jerky. Send it 3415.
Yeah, you might want to send it to school. Don't send it to me.
So here is the pants from Flesh and Blood. The stitching is perfect. The embroidery was perfect. These are not iron-on patches. This is actual embroidery. And it met every criteria that I believe Leo told Mike to have for the white gis for team practices and for Tuesdays, if I'm not wrong. I think the only thing we're missing is the shoulder patches. So if you can get me copies of the shoulder patches, I will get those added on. And we'll go from there.
Big thank you to Andrew Spotswood.
Andrew, thank you very much, brother.
Thank you. I'll break this baby in tomorrow morning. All right, I think that's it, man.
You got anything else you want to go through?
No, man. And all kidding, leading up to June 22nd, good luck to John Piper and John Shell in their preparations. Can't wait to have you guys turn it up in Charlotte at Fight Lab 59. Us.
Fight Lab 59. We'll see you guys on the flip side.